Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. This is another episode of Raise Your Frequency, and I'm Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, the scientific healer. So, on today's episode, I am going to talk about those people that are busy caring for other people. Hi, Denise. Those people that are busy caring for other people, the ones that are so wrapped up, like whether you're caring for an elderly parent or a young child, or you're a healer or coach that has a lot of clientele that depends on you. This video is for you. I'm one of those people, and I know exactly what people go through. When 25 years ago, when my kids were really young, I got very exhausted and then got so sick I couldn't care for anybody. And what I don't want to see happen for you is for you to get into that situation. And it has been a long climb back up into healthy vibrancy, and sometimes I don't even succeed. I was so caught up in the last 3 weeks with getting a lot of things done because I'm really anxious to launch this new program that I have for healers and coaches because I know how much it'll benefit them. And I got very tired, and I've spent 3 days basically not being able to do very much. And my brain is still on, zapped and fried because I went overboard. And so this is for you, for the people that are trying to get too much done in too little time and not experiencing life. So the first the first piece of message I want to give you is that you have to come first. And most days I get up and the first 2 to 3 hours a day is reserved only for me to get up, to eat properly, to exercise, to run through my energy exercises, and to, set myself up for the rest of the day. And when I don't do that, which I didn't do for I'd say about 8 out of the last 21 days, just because there was simply no time because of the obligations that I set up for myself. And now I know better to not do that, right? So first thing, you come first. And the reason why you come first is if other people are depending on you and you don't replenish your own tank, whatever it is you need, whether it's to go out and get a massage or do some shopping therapy, or go and sit on the beach, or go in the mountains somewhere that replenishes you, you won't be available for other people. That's just what happened to me when my kids were 5 and 8. I was not available for them. So instead of, burdening them, what I ask them to do, and this is one of my doctors calls this the Chopelas therapy. What I ask them to do is every day give me 3 hugs a day so mom can feel better. And we made it like a game. So I would tell my son, who was 5 at the time, I said, Alex, I've only had 2 hugs from you today. And then he would just run and fly into my arms and give me a really big hug. And he laughed and I laughed, and it made me feel a lot better. And that's one way to raise your frequency, right? To make a game and have people laugh with you. And really, it's a really important thing that you can do for yourself. And number 2, a lot of times we as healers or coaches give away our services for too little money. And the universe loves balance. So if you give away too much, then the whatever you're doing for them, it stops the flow of energy and it makes you sit down and rest. And a lot of us don't get the message soon enough. I'm one of those people. A lot of us don't get that message soon enough. I was saying to my husband, I'm really tired and I kind of really want to go to this event, but I'm really tired. And I'd come home in the evening and I'd be more exhausted. Instead, what I should have done is just said, okay, enough, and not gone. Was it really important? I don't know. I made some really important connections, and, got to have some really great conversations, but I don't know how much that was worth it. Maybe it will be, maybe it won't. But you see, that's what happens with of those of us that are givers, is that we just give too much of ourselves until we don't have anything left. And the third thing is that if you are a healer, let's say, and you're working with energy, a lot of times you use your own light, meaning that you give away your own light while you're helping that person. And it could also be if you're a caregiver for somebody, you give your own light to help them recover. And the idea is not to do that. The idea is to actually ask the light that we all have access to come into their body. And this is, and to their spirit. And this is part of the healing teachings that I want to impart. This is really new for people, right? The healing teachings are such that there's a lot of new information that has come through and has been downloaded, and I have really created new protocols and started to shift the way I teach and the way I heal. And so this is a really important factor for you to consider, that if you are doing healing, the old ways, which a lot of healers still do, the old ways of channeling it through and sending it out, is actually gathering your energy and sending it out to that person. And the best thing to do is to not bring it through you. And so that is one of the things, is to not give away your own light. So the first thing that I mentioned is taking time for yourself and putting yourself first. And the second is to create an even exchange. And the third is to not give your own light away. So I'm happy to take any questions right now. And I also want to review last week. What we talked about is a lot of people get overtired and get overwhelmed because they think there's so much to do. And if you focus on that one thing that you need to do right now, this moment, and forget everything else, that's what I talked about last week. And this is just a follow-on to that. And I am opening up a big 2-year program that is to take people through all the processes that I've spent the last 25 years learning and bringing together. My kind of like my superpower, my ninja skill, is taking bits and pieces of information from everywhere and bringing it into a clear, coherent picture, and then able to teach the complex into a really simple process. And so I want to invite you. There's 2 offers that I have for you today. The first one is a 5-day successful healers challenge. And that challenge, you can do it right now online. I have it all available, and the link is scientifichealer.com/success, and you can see the link appearing right now. And that offer is, I am going to do this class live starting the middle of the week, and then we'll continue on into next week, which is Thanksgiving week, and we'll do it for 5 days in a row, and it takes you through a process that will help guide you into not giving up too much of your energy, cleaning up your relationships, so when you talk to people or negotiate with them, you will be at your best, and to use the appropriate language and appropriate mindset. So today's mindset tip is put yourself first. And it sounds selfish, but actually it's the most generous thing you can do, because you are also a creature of the divine. You are also a valuable being. So you deserve also to be taken care of, just like all the people that you take care of and that you tend to, right? And then the second offer is, If you're ready for the full 2-year program and you know you want this, I'm happy to get into conversation with you and to sign up on my appointment link at scientifichealer.com/appointment. And you can see, or /scheduler, I'm sorry. So you can see the link right there. It bypasses. This is for healers and coaches and people that want something more out of life. And the process actually is answers the question of who heals the healers. So what I'm doing is gathering a series of healers together so we can learn from one another and nurture one another, and do it 4 times a year in a retreat location so we can be nurtured. And also that way we can go out in the world, because really what my big mission in life right now is that I've straddled the fence between conventional and energy medicine. Conventional because I taught a lot of pre-meds and pre-dentals while I was a professor at various universities across the country and actually on the other side of the world. And I know what they're about. They're really actually quite amazing people. And I'm also have been involved with energy work for at least the last 25 years. And I understand that. And what I want to do is allow energy healers to be recognized in some way, shape, or form by conventional medicine. And why is that? Because we can actually heal more people and heal them successfully. So while conventional medicine is really great for trauma and accidents and emergencies, it doesn't do so well with chronic illnesses. And there's a lot of really brand new, fresh, juicy information out there that works with your energy and other ways, and that all of my clients, at least the ones that stick with me through the end of their program, if they quit early, that doesn't count, but they stick with me through the end of their program, all of my clients are successfully their chronic challenges are successfully managed without medication, without surgery, without like one person would have been in dialysis by now. So I'm telling you that this really works. And, my husband is a perfect example. He's off all 9 of his medications. And that's quite a triumph for a 65-year-old person. So here we go. And today I am officially 65. So there you go. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, or just say hello that you're here. And thank you for showing up, and thank you for listening. And I look forward to speaking with you. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thank you. So there you go. And you have a great week.